Everybody knows about nettles. They sting you, and they're regarded as a weed, and in the spring they all start growing seemingly everywhere. But actually they're quite a good food, and they're a bit like spinach in a way, because they're full of iron. They're actually quite good for you. Now obviously I'm wearing gloves to pick them, but the sting is along the serrated edge of the leaves and along the stalk, and it's got tiny hairs all over the edge and on the stems, and it's the hairs that sting you. So you can actually hold a leaf like that, and as long as you don't touch the edge, you're not going to get stung. Now we use these for making tea, but back in the kitchen I'm going to show you a few recipes for making flans and soups with nettles. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you might well have seen the fact that we've already demonstrated how to make nettle soup. Now we're going to make a nettle soup again this time, but it's going to be with a different recipe, because we're not going to use a separate stock for it. We're going to make the stock effectively as we go along. Now we're not going to use chicken bones or any animal bones to make any stock. What we are going to do is use this. Now this is water that we boil some potatoes in for another meal. Now when you boil vegetables, you can often boil out some of the goodness that's in them, and that goes into the water, and most of the time that water gets thrown away, so you're actually wasting some of the goodness from your vegetables. So don't throw out water that you've boiled vegetables in. Save it, make it into a stock pot, or as I'm doing, put it directly into your soup. So just add the liquid to a pan, and then what you're going to do is add a big handful of garlic leaves. This is wild garlic, and it's got a very strong smell, but it's actually got a very mild taste to it, so you need lots of leaves adding to it. Then you're going to add a good handful of nettle leaves as well, and again you need a good handful in, because you want to bring out that flavour into the liquid. Now, after you've boiled it and allowed it to simmer for about 25 minutes, at that point it should have brought out a lot of the flavour from the nettles and wild garlic. So at that point you just need to strain off the liquid. So for this recipe we're going to add in a couple of small onions, a couple of artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes, and a couple of potatoes, all chopped up, and effectively what they will do is give some body to the soup. Once the liquid is back in the pan, you need to add the onions, the artichokes and the potatoes, and this gives the soup a bit of body. Otherwise all you'd have is just a very thin liquid. Then we're going to add in a handful more of nettle leaves. As you can see, the gloves are back on for this. The liquid itself should have picked up a lot of the taste of the garlic and the nettle, so really this is just to give the soup a little bit of body to it as well. And we're going to add in some chopped wild garlic leaves as well. So just 1 teaspoonful of Marmite to finish it off. It's very much up to taste. If you don't like Marmite, don't add it. You don't want to put too much in, or else it will take over the flavour of the soup. When the soup's come up to the boil, simmer it for about 20 minutes or so, until all the vegetables have softened right through. You may also want to check it just to see if it needs any seasoning as well. Well, tastes good. Just check that the vegetables are cooked right through. Yep, that's good. So, this is now ready, and go into our soup tureen, ready for our dinner.